In a world filled with questions, where wisdom knows no boundaries, join us on a journey of enlightenment and endless learning. Eternal Teachings. TV. Discover the eternal.
While the story of the aquatics represents one possible path for humanity's aquatic evolution, there are several alternative scenarios that explore different adaptations and societal structures. In this scenario, humanity adapts to the most extreme depths of the ocean, the abyssal and hadal zones, where sunlight never reaches, and the pressure is immense. The deep-sea dwellers evolve into bioluminescent beings, with their bodies glowing in the dark, cold waters. Their skin becomes almost translucent, revealing the intricate networks of bioluminescent cells that provide light in the pitch-black environment. Their eyes grow large and are highly sensitive to the faintest light, allowing them to see in the darkness. These humans develop a symbiotic relationship with deep-sea creatures, such as anglerfish and giant isopods, which help them hunt and protect their communities. The deep-sea dwellers build their cities along the edges of hydrothermal vents, where the heat from the Earth's core provides warmth and energy. These cities are made of minerals precipitated from the vent fluids and are illuminated by the residents' own bioluminescence. The society of the deep-sea dwellers is one of isolation and mystery. They live in small, tight-knit communities, rarely venturing far from their hydrothermal cities. Communication is conducted through bioluminescent flashes and low-frequency sounds, which can travel long distances through the dense water. Their culture is shrouded in the darkness of the deep sea, with rituals and ceremonies that revolve around the life-giving vents and the strange, alien creatures that inhabit their world. Despite their isolation, the deep-sea dwellers are a resilient and resourceful people. They have developed advanced technologies to harness the energy of the hydrothermal vents and to cultivate food in the nutrient-rich waters. Their knowledge of the deep-sea environment is unparalleled, and they have learned to navigate the treacherous abyssal plains and underwater mountains with ease. However, their world is constantly threatened by the unpredictable nature of the deep sea, from sudden shifts in tectonic plates to the encroachment of other deep-sea species. In this alternative scenario, humanity evolves to become the protectors of the coral reefs, the vibrant and diverse ecosystems that teem with life. The Coral Reef Guardians are a smaller, more agile version of their ancestors, with bodies streamlined for swimming through the intricate maze of coral formations. Their skin is tough yet flexible, covered in small protective scales that shimmer with iridescent colors, helping them blend in with the vibrant surroundings. Their limbs are long and slender, ending in delicate webbed hands and feet that allow them to maneuver with precision and grace. Their eyes are sharp and can see in a wide spectrum of colors, enabling them to detect the slightest changes in the reef's environment. They possess a deep understanding of the reef's delicate balance and have developed ways to communicate with the myriad of species that call the reef home, from tiny shrimp to massive groupers. The Coral Reef Guardian Society is one of peace, harmony, and sustainability. They live in symbiosis with the reef, carefully managing its resources and ensuring its continued health. Their cities are integrated into the reef itself, with homes and communal spaces woven into the coral formations. These cities are alive with color and light, as the Guardians cultivate bioluminescent plants and animals to illuminate their surroundings. Their culture is deeply rooted in the rhythms of the reef. Festivals and rituals are timed to coincide with natural events, such as coral spawning or the migration of sea turtles. Music, dance, and art are inspired by the reef's vibrant colors and diverse forms of life. The Guardians see themselves as part of a larger ecosystem, and their spiritual beliefs reflect this interconnectedness, with deities and spirits that embody the various aspects of the reef and the ocean. The Guardians face challenges from both natural and human-made threats. Climate change, pollution, and overfishing are constant dangers to the delicate balance of the reef. The Guardians work tirelessly to mitigate these threats, using their knowledge and technology to restore damaged areas and protect endangered species. However, they also face the challenge of maintaining their own way of life in the face of external pressures from other human factions and the changing environment. Scenario 3. The Nomadic Explorers. In this scenario, humanity embraces a nomadic lifestyle, constantly traversing the vast oceans in search of new lands and discoveries. The nomadic explorers are physically adapted for long-distance travel, with powerful tails and sleek, streamlined bodies that allow them to cover great distances with minimal effort. Their skin is smooth and hydrodynamic, reducing drag as they move through the water. Their society is one of adventure and exploration, with a deep curiosity about the world around them. The nomadic explorers live in large, mobile communities that travel together, following the ocean currents and the migrations of marine life. These communities are organized around large floating cities made from organic materials that can be easily disassembled and reassembled as they move from place to place. Navigation is an essential skill for the nomadic explorers, who rely on the stars, the currents, and the behavior of marine animals to guide their journeys. They have developed a deep understanding of the ocean's patterns and cycles, using this knowledge to predict the best times and places to find food, shelter, and resources. Their technology is lightweight and portable, designed to be easily carried as they travel. This includes tools for harvesting food from the sea, devices for communication over long distances, and structures that can be quickly assembled into temporary shelters. The nomadic explorers have a culture that celebrates freedom, exploration, and discovery. They place a high value on knowledge and storytelling, with each community member contributing their experiences and observations to the collective wisdom of the group. Their stories, songs, and dances reflect their adventures and the wonders they have encountered on their journeys. Rituals often revolve around the themes of travel, the sea, and the discovery of new places. However, the life of a nomadic explorer is not without its challenges. The ocean is vast and unpredictable, and there are always dangers lurking in its depths, from sudden storms to hostile sea creatures. The explorers must be constantly vigilant, ready to adapt to changing conditions at a moment's notice. They also face the challenge of finding balance between their nomadic lifestyle and the need to maintain stable relationships and a sense of community. As they move through different environments, they must also navigate interactions with other aquatic species and human factions, some of whom may view their nomadic ways with suspicion or hostility. Scenario 4. The surface dwellers. In this scenario, some groups of humans choose not to fully immerse themselves in the ocean, but instead remain on or near the surface, adapting to a life between land and sea. These surface dwellers have evolved to thrive in a semi-aquatic environment, with bodies that are equally comfortable in water and on land. Their skin is thicker and water-resistant, and they have developed strong muscles that allow them to swim efficiently and move easily on land. Their society is built around floating cities and islands that drift on the surface of the ocean. These cities are made from a combination of natural materials and repurposed remnants of the old world, such as ships, buildings, and other structures that survived the cataclysm. The surface dwellers have developed advanced techniques for farming both on land and in the sea, creating a self-sufficient society that can survive in the harsh, ever-changing environment of the ocean's surface. Their culture is one of resilience and adaptability, with a strong emphasis on community and cooperation. The surface dwellers are skilled sailors and fishermen, with a deep knowledge of the ocean's currents, weather patterns, and marine life. They have developed a unique form of architecture that combines elements of both land and sea, with homes and communal spaces that can withstand storms and floods while remaining comfortable and functional. The surface dwellers' spiritual beliefs are deeply tied to the elements, particularly the sun, wind, and sea. They worship deities and spirits that represent these forces of nature, and their rituals and ceremonies often involve offerings to the ocean and prayers for safe passage. They see the ocean as both a source of life and a powerful, unpredictable force that must be respected and revered. However, life on the surface is fraught with challenges. The surface dwellers are constantly at the mercy of the weather, with storms, tsunamis, and changing tides posing a constant threat. They must also contend with the scarcity of resources, as they are often cut off from the rich biodiversity of the deep sea. Additionally, their floating cities are vulnerable to attack from both aquatic predators and other human factions, making defense and security a constant concern. Scenario 5. The hybrid civilization. In this final scenario, humanity does not choose one path, but instead embraces a hybrid approach, with different groups evolving and adapting in various ways to the changing environment. Some humans become deep-sea dwellers, others Coral Reef Guardians, some Nomadic Explorers, and others surface dwellers. These different factions form a complex, interconnected civilization, with each group contributing its unique skills, knowledge, and resources to the whole. The hybrid civilization is one of diversity and cooperation, with each faction specializing in different aspects of survival and adaptation. The deep-sea dwellers provide minerals and energy from the hydrothermal vents, while the Coral Reef Guardians manage the biodiversity and resources of the reefs. The Nomadic Explorers bring knowledge and discoveries from their travels, and the surface dwellers provide food and materials from both land and sea. This civilization is marked by a high level of interdependence, with trade, communication, and alliances forming the backbone of their society. They have developed advanced technologies that allow them to share resources, knowledge, and culture across vast distances and different environments. Their cities are a mix of surface, floating, and underwater structures, with transportation networks that connect the different factions. The culture of the hybrid civilization is one of unity in diversity. Each group maintains its own traditions, beliefs, and practices,